just went through the personality test, and we just read all the details about, about maybe explanation of some of the reasons that you might be the way you are. And then I know it was in some cases you heard things that maybe you didn't realize you were like that, but as we kind of elaborated on some things, you kind of saw, okay, yeah, that was probably me. So overall, tell me what y'all thought about this personality test. Overall, did you think it was pretty accurate?
I think it's about 80% true.
About 80%?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's about 87%.
87? Oh, you don't want to go 90?
Mine seemed pretty true.
Pretty true? Okay.
And
Yeah.
mine was true.
Okay, pretty much, yeah. I know you feel like yours was, because I heard you like, hey man, oh yeah, that's me. Kind of, okay. So, we had 3 people in the group, pretty much that came out with the same personality, the ISFJ, which was the nurturer. And we talked about pretty much the strengths and the weaknesses of the nurturer. So our 3 ISFJs was Ariel, Marcus, and Quentin. So, what did you find like the most interesting thing, or what were some of the interesting things?
I mean, really just the weaknesses. Of course I didn't see them in myself, but you all saw them. So. I mean, that was pretty interesting.
Did one strike you as like really a wow?
I mean, not really. Like when Patrick pointed out the different situations, I started to see them.
When you kind of put them in scenarios from your day-to-day or day-to-day self. Ariel, like when I was watching you read yours, it was kind of interesting to me because you were really into like, that is so true. Oh my God, this is me. And I was curious about maybe some of the things that you saw in there. It was like, oh, this is me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The things that I noticed that were me. So many things. Like the weaknesses, I knew them, but I didn't know them. If that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
When I read it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's true. But different things, like it says how I'm always trying to find the best in people. Because I constantly do that at work, trying to find the positive over the negative. Because if you only focus on the negative, this is just going to go on throughout the day and help none of us. And then also what I found funny is where it said you will not find an ISFJ in any type of field related to analysis of theory. I said that is the truest thing ever, because I cannot stand having to go that deep.
Right.
So, I can't stand it. Research paper. No, that's not me.
All right, Patrick is being a little quiet on it. We're not going to let you be quiet because, we know Patrick's not the quiet one necessarily. I know, but I know you would like to let others shine because that's part of your personality. So maybe that's what that's all about. You had 2 outcomes. Actually, 3 of you guys had 2 different outcomes, which was interesting as well. Your 2 was the ENFJ, which was a giver, and the INFJ, which was more of the protector. Now, as your mama, I know when I heard it and I saw it, I was like, oh man, yeah, both of them really are him. So, kind of, how did this personality test make you feel? I know it was enlightening and all of that, but
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was accurate, and I can see why I think first off in my natural state, I'm the ENTLJ, but like after, I think that's what it is. I don't remember.
yeah, the extrovert,
Yeah.
because the E is the extrovert.
Yeah. But I was trying to figure out the right wording for it.
ENFJ.
Yeah, ENFJ. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. We want to, try to get the best out of people and push people forward. But after a while, once you see that people are not reaching their potential, and then when you really like drain yourself out, then there's just like it's just a switch. I don't really have a gray area. It's just a black or a white kind of thing. And so either I'm trying to make you better.
that's some good feedback too. Okay, I say this. My thing with my fascination, I guess, with the personality test and even some of the zodiac signs and all of that, only stems from what I believe to be a need to get to know yourself. And with these personality tests, you know, it's asking you questions about you, and you in general know yourself. And I'm just kind of saying this because I want y'all to kind of elaborate on what I'm saying, because I know you can. But you know yourself, but when you see it in black and white, you know, it's intimidating.
Sometimes it's intimidating.
Yeah.
It can be shocking. You know it, but it's really shocking to see it written out.
Yeah. You feel maybe like you couldn't necessarily put the words on what it
Someone
is.
else got you. Right.
I know that in the I people, you know, the ones that are kind of introverted, probably do, you know, they do a lot of internal thinking and a lot of thinking about themselves. So it's like, I wonder why I'm this way. You know, maybe because my mama did this, because it's always the mama's fault. But
This test, it really answered like a question I had about the way that I process things, because I really I take things internally. Like, I have my own world, and y'all say it. Like, when I used to walk around with headphones in my ear all the time, like, I'm just thinking, and then like people will say like, you know, what's going on in there? It's just, I'm just analyzing what's going on around me.
yeah.
And I mean,
I have to say that honestly about you, Marcus, because, you know, y'all growing up in the house together, you, Patrick, Christian, I've always known that you all have your own separate personalities, but, you know, I do witness the extrovertedness in Patrick and Christian, as well as the introvertedness. But it's like Marcus is just like this different person. But not in a bad way, it's a good way. But it's like, okay, but it's hard to figure out Marcus because he don't really say a whole lot. And, you know, you can tell that he gets it, you know, he's comprehending things. But it's like, Marcus, what? Come on, help us out here. What's going on? But I will say that reading the personality explanations has really enlightened me on who Marcus is, and I'm sure it's enlightened you on who Marcus is and why he is the way he is, which is important in that. And I encourage you, I'll say this real quick to all of y'all. I know the thrill of it and the high of it kind of leaves after such, but keep in mind to kind of maybe with your friends, you know, help encourage them to get to know themselves, maybe take a personality test, if not for even their own sake, for your sake, because sometimes when you have to interact with other people, especially on a regular basis, I mean, I know you can kind of deal with people and walk away, but if you end up with somebody like you in the house with them, you know, even your parents and children, if you're in the house with them and y'all seem to have conflict, I think these personality tests are real good to take together as a family, or together as a unit, or together as friends, to kind of say, you know what, I know this, that's true about this person, that about this person.
It helps you understand a lot better.
I really enjoy how we go over weaknesses, and y'all was like, check. Yeah. We said it's about something that this check. Yeah. Because this and that is true. So.
That was a good thing about it, because to be able to see the way that other people see you. And I mean, you can know yourself all day, but you don't perceive yourself. You never gonna perceive yourself like somebody else perceives yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a good eye opener to be able to see what
other people really think of you.
Yeah, what other people think. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, like you want to like disagree, but like you can't. Like
Yeah.
this thing say, so like I apply logic in situations that's supposed to be emotional. And like to me that's like, dang, that sound bad, but I'm like, oh well. At the same time, like I don't know. It's like looking at yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, you're reading about yourself, and then you start to think about things in the past, and then they start to make sense.
Heck yeah, 'cause this thing say like I be bringing out people like introverts, I guess. Like my personality is so demanding.
Right.
Y'all arguing about basketball and then we get all escalated. I'm like, no, man, Kendrick better than Drake. No, Drake got this. I'm like, no, dog, Kendrick got this.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I guess like it's like a kind of yin and yang thing with me and Christian. Like we kind of like I mellow him down and he like kind of hype me up.
Yeah, you help each other's weaknesses.
Yeah.
Mhm. And that's pretty cool to be able to have something, I think, to kind of put that in words. Like you knew that. You always
Yeah,
knew
we
this,
always knew.
but it's
So
kind
that's the
of
one pointed out and said it.
Right.
right.
Well, you never really felt the need to.
Yeah, like we know. Like
It's just like,
why
then when you
discuss
look at it, it's like,
Right, but I'll say this here too. I think what is helpful about it, like I said, because y'all grew up so close, you know, in each other's space the whole time, you know that about each other.
Yeah.
Seeing it in black and white kind of solidifies it.
yeah.
But then it also kind of sparks you to help you understand that, okay, this really ain't just Marcus. This is an actual personality type. So that means that if I encounter other people, maybe that act a certain way, they might not be so crazy, like I thought they were.
Right.
This is actually a personality type of someone.
Well,
And
I
this
think
like
it's a
thing-
personality type, but at the same time, it's still I still think you have to dig deeper because honestly, for Marcus and Ariel to be the same thing is an extreme shock to me
Mhm.
because they don't act nothing alike to me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think that it's stuff that you have to like really still go in with each individual friend and say, okay, cool, this part of this personality is this person.
Well,
This part of this personality is this person.
and I was gonna say too, what we don't want to, what you do also want to keep in mind though, is these are just personality types. They're gonna be general. So just because two are alike, don't necessarily mean that the people are alike. It's just like with zodiac signs, you know, it's a whole lot of, you know, Capricorns, Aquarius, Taurus, Aries in the world. But if you get a room full of Capricorns, they're not going to be the
Yeah, something's
same.
bound to be different.
Something's going to be
Something
different
different.
about them. So that's why, you know, it's different things to take in consideration. And I know that's what a lot of people, why they really don't give much account to personality tests, or they don't give much account to zodiac signs, because, you know, it's like all Capricorns don't act that way.
Yeah.
Well, all Capricorns don't act that way, or since we own these, all ISFJs won't act the same. We got Ariel, Marcus, and Quentin reporting ISFJs, but from what I know about them, I would never say that they're the same. I
Right,
wouldn't say that
right.
Quentin and Marcus or
Very
Quentin and
different
Ariel are alike, because to me, from their actions, they're not. But they could all read what was in there and be like, yep,
Yeah.
we kind of like
Yeah,
this.
that's me.
And it may be like a male-female kind of difference too, because I see more similarities between Quentin and Marcus than I do Marcus and Ariel.
Yeah, and male and female would be.
Yeah.
Right. They are going to be different.
They're going to be different. And like I said, with the signs, they're all different zodiac signs. So that's going to play into it some. They were born different years.
Right.
So that's all going to play in some.
Nature and everything.
Yeah, all of that stuff is going to play in it. But like I said, the purpose of this conversation, what we want people to understand or to get out of this conversation, is to find avenues to start learning about yourself. You know, to kind of, it's that relationship building thing, because we know that we live in a world full of people. We all have to interact with each other. We all have relationships, whether it's in your house with your mom and dad, with your brother and sister, at work with your coworkers. You know, we all have relationships with each other, not just in the family, even outside of the family. You know, just people to people, with your neighbors, especially people with the E's, the extroverted personalities. You know, y'all are outside, and I'm saying y'all because I'm not extroverted, but y'all are really like people, and so you have natural intuitiveness about people, you know, and you know, one person may look at you and wonder, you know, oh, they're really outgoing, you know.
Yeah, that's why I wonder why people don't, like people don't understand other people. Like people, like when they find it hard to get to know what other people like. It's a lot of people that's like Marcus is difficult. Or like people like Marcus are difficult. And to me, it's like, nah, pretty simple. It's kind of yeah. But then at the same time, people say the same thing about me. But it's like, to me, it's like it's not that hard.
Well, in your situation too, with you and Marcus, the difference is you grew up together, so you kind of learn each other.
Yeah, with Marcus.
Yeah.
But like it's almost like that with anybody with me. Like I never really have a problem understanding somebody, even if they don't talk about it. It's kind of like a I don't know, something.
Because we extroverts and we've met so
You met somebody like that before in your life.
Yeah, I didn't
talk to
meet
somebody like that.
somebody like that. Yeah.
So it's kind of normal to you.
Right, which is when people be like, I don't really understand him. It's kind of like foreign to me. Like, how don't you?
I get what you mean though, because I know I've read into so many personalities now that I'm in corporate, having to work in corporate America, and I know there's one person that's like, I can't deal with her.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. And now as I've allowed myself to give her space and get my space from her, I've been able to realize who she is, and I know, okay, if she start acting like this, I know this is what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just, it might be also a female, but because also being in school, the degree I went. I got there and it was fine. It's like as soon as I walk in, like what I say, sometimes I think I have more also introvert and extrovert. Because as soon as I get there, I have no problem walking up to anybody, everybody. It's fine. It's just the process of getting there.
As soon as you get where.
As soon as I get through the door and have to be around these people.
Exactly.
And then,
Right.
and then I have to be. Have to be. Because I've met people. I know this one person I worked with, and she said she basically a walk-in, and she doesn't care who's new there. She's not gonna talk to them. I mean, we've had new people with us for over a month. She don't even know who they are. They sit right next to her. She don't even know who they
That's
are.
me. I
I'm
don't
like,
say anything.
that's a person that you work
Yeah, if
with.
you don't know them.
She know who they are.
Like I can have a stranger sitting right here and for about a month or two, and you never saw them. Like
I don't like
You kind of had this situation with your roommate, did you not?
Yeah, I didn't even talk.
Yeah, it's like he's
That man did not speak English.
That was a different situation.
But you know, even with that, I understand that. But even with that, I think an extrovert. I feel this way. I say dealing with my extroverts raised in my house. That it's like after a while, it's like okay, I'm about to find a way to communicate with this person because we're not just gonna be sitting up here looking all crazy at each other. We're gonna find a way to take. So that's what I'm saying.
Marcus the same way we be in school. And
Yeah.
then he know everybody that I talk to.
But that's how.
None of them know his name.
That's how I meet.
Yeah.
That's how I know most of the people through Christian. Like I sit there and I'll listen, but I ain't got much to say, so I listen to what Christian say to them, how to deal with them. So I know how to deal with them,
Yeah.
but I just won't talk to them.
Mm-hmm. As an introvert, it's really hard though, because I know on campus I didn't do that.
I'm chilling.
My
Like,
whole 4 years, I just did not care to be around a whole bunch of people all the time.
I wouldn't like. I don't party. I don't do nothing. But when Christian say, "Bro, come to this party," I still say, "Nah, bro, I'm straight." But then he's like, "You gotta come to this one." I be like, "Cool, I'll come."
Yeah, that's real interesting because people, I've been in sales for 25 years. People just assume as a salesperson that I like to go out and I want to meet somebody or I want to talk to folks or whatever the case is. That's a process I got to go through for meeting strangers and going out and all that kind of. That's a whole process, especially if it's what they call a cold call. You don't know me, I don't know you. I got to pick up the phone and you call you. I got to just walk into your office or whatever. That's usually a process for me to actually step out and do those types of things. So I totally.
That's because you have to. Like you've been in sales, but you gotta sell
Right.
in order to make money. So it's like you will do it, but it's because I have to.
Have to, right.
Like I don't have to talk to the person that got the same shoes on, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I want to know that you get them for cheaper or something like that, and you just build off of it.
See, y'all.
It just depends on.
That makes sense. You have to care.
I think it depends on.
I have days where I be introverted, but I mean, most of the time it just, I feel like everybody is an extrovert at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
And everybody is an introvert at some point.
like
Most of the
naturally.
time, you're gonna be. I won't be an extrovert. Most of the time, you'll be.
And I was gonna say, and you could say that I think most people are that way, but that's after a little growth and development. That's why I say it's good to kind of know yourself, and of course, life and experiences are gonna make you do things that maybe you necessarily would or would not do. But like getting to know yourself and getting to know these things about yourself, especially the weaknesses. You know, we know the strength. We pretty much know the strengths. Like we all were when we reading our stuff. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me right there. But then when you get to the weak part, it's like, I don't think that's me. Where everybody else in the room, like, yep, that's you. So I think when you can, you know, take the test and then use it for your benefit. You know, not just this test. You know, go out there. It's some out there. Some not legit. Some you gotta find the legitimacy in it. But when you do see it, you know, embrace the strengths so you can keep your self-esteem. But then don't be scared to look at those weaknesses. And before you quickly say, that's not me, I mean, think about it. And with those weaknesses, in this particular one, as we kind of stated earlier, but not in this particular segment, the weaknesses don't say, I am this way. But the weaknesses are mainly there to show you how other people see you. So, when we looked at some of the weaknesses, if somebody tell me, like, find one of your weaknesses or whatever, the one that maybe you didn't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
And,
Mine, I don't think I have difficulty leaving a bad relationship.
you don't think
I
you
don't
do.
think I do. Like, I just get up and leave. Like, honestly.
Well, it can be relationships, but it can also be friendships and.
Friendship and everything. So listen.
Well,
But see, that's a.
But it might be somebody
That was
that's a
never.
good
That was
friend.
never a good relationship.
exactly. I was gonna say, when you say, you don't have difficulty walking from a bad experience, but an actual relationship, when we talk about relationship, we talk about bonds.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not bad to say that you have difficulty leaving a bad relationship. You know.
Because you're gonna have some kind of connection. But when you have that connection, it's not, unless you are a certain personality or whatever, it's not real easy for you just to attach and just move on, depending on your
Well,
personality.
with Marcus particularly, like if you get in a relationship with Marcus, you didn't work for it.
That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
for Marcus to have a relationship, it
Yeah.
takes so much for you to even,
Right.
for you to even learn his name. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, so I wouldn't be shocked if he even had really had like a long
Bad relationship.
relationship or bad long relationship.
It'll take you a while to get in.
But it takes, with me, it don't take much to get a relationship with me, but it takes much for me to actually care.
Take it serious, yeah.
Take it
Even with
serious.
Christian, like Christian being an extrovert, but it's just like ain't nobody friends. Like we is only friends. Don't nobody know this. But like everybody, Christian got a ton of associates, and when you
I can name all the Christian friends on my two hands.
right, that's it, yeah. Like that.
But then he would. The difference between me and him, he will deal with, like, if he see you, he gonna talk to you. If he spoke to you before, he's gonna talk to you. With me, if I spoke to you like in a conversation, but we're not friends, if I walk past you, I won't say nothing. Like, I just talk about you. And then that'll make you feel like, yeah, that's how.
exactly.
Like, I don't like you or something. When in reality, I'm like, it was just a conversation. Like,
You see somebody call and you just be like,
yeah.
yeah. We do it all the time. People tell me all the time, I seen your friend, he just walked by us and he said,
I mean,
That's not my friend.
like, I know your face, I know your name, but I don't know you. So I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
Right.
The motives behind them extrovert tendencies too are and the introvert tendencies are different too. Because when Christian sees I'm an extrovert as well, but when I see a person, I'm like, what could that person do better?
Right.
How could that person be? So the minute that I see a person, I'm investing myself into them automatically.
Right.
Automatically, which is why one of my weaknesses was it's hard for me to let people go, because once I see the potential, once I see the possibility of a person being able to, you know, be better than what they are, I can't never forget that. No matter like how much wrong they do, no matter how, you know, bad the situation is. Like I even know, like even with like girlfriends, like man, I should have left this person a long time ago. This is crazy. But what I initially saw in that person, that don't never go away.
Right.
So it'd be like, you know, you kind of have to then at that point be a little more realistic and not say that, okay, I'm with this person for their potential. I gotta leave you for what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what get hard. But that's actually, a lot of people say that's a weakness that Christians don't care about that kind of stuff. But I see it as a strength because, you know, when I see a person, I invest like automatically in them. Like if I saw Marcus, I would, you know, even though he might not want to play basketball or nothing, I'm just like, man, I know this trainer. Let me call them. Let me do this. Let me do that.
Yeah, like I seen a person working out, I'm gonna try to send them your way.
Yeah, right. And then even with Christian, like people be coming to the studio and I be like, yeah, they got potential. Christian be like, bro, what are you talking
Yeah, he
about?
suck.
Like, bro, he is not good. Like, not at all. Why are you still working with this person? And so, yeah.
But when you read that about yourself, because your personality, I believe it was the giver, the guardian, the ESTJ,
The giver, the ENFJ.
The ENFJ, the giver.
Yeah.
That personality portrait of you was all about investing in other people. I mean, it was like this. It was just in your face all the time.
Yeah.
And basically, it's like you are so more in focus onto other people, or more. You put yourself more into the other people and making other people well that you don't even think about yourself.
Well, and that's what's crazy, and it used to bother me, and I understand it now, but like even in school, like I don't get a high out of my own achievements. I never have. Like
I don't either.
Like, okay, cool, yeah, I made an A on this test. Like that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, great. Or man, this event was a success. Okay, great. But if I hear, man, Christian shit the party down, I'm like, yeah, that boosts me up. Like to see other people around that I have, you know, you don't really. I mean, my own accomplishments, they don't do nothing for me.
Right.
It's weird. Yeah.
I don't like people who like accomplish something. I don't really see the point in like getting up over it. Like, wow, you did it, it's done. I mean, of course, somebody's gonna feel good about themselves.
I think it's best just to build off of it.
Yeah, just keep it moving. Don't stay there and like just keep celebrating that moment. Keep going. Like, don't just stay there.
Yeah, or this is gonna be your only achievement.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah, that was weird. On mine, every time, if people tell me all the time, I don't care. I feel like I do care. I just don't express it because I feel like there's no need to be expressed.
Or that's just how people see it. Like you said, because it's how
Yeah.
people see it.
That's how people see it. And that's the thing about it. It's like, and I totally get what you're saying, because the INTJ, I didn't read this report at the moment because we were talking about you guys, but even with the INTJ, it's the same with me. You know, in mine, you know, it's like you're really not real aware. You are kind of aware of other people's feelings, but you kind of come off as if you really don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and as I was saying when we had our adult forum, you know, I do care, but seeing that on paper, you know, it was, I kind of heard it before. I've heard it here and there from other people, but I'd be like, oh, that's just because they don't know me. Or, oh, they're just being critical of me. But, you know, when I saw it on the paper, it was, what it helped me see was that it might not be that I'm that way, but because of my methodical nature, or the way that I, you know, handle things and the way that I deal with things comes across to other people as if I don't care, or as if I'm dismissing it. And I don't think I'm dismissing it. You know, if you tell me, but you don't care. You know, it's gonna make me mad. What you mean I don't care? If I didn't care, I wouldn't be listening to you.
Yeah.
But you know, but knowing that, it helps me. What it does is say what I did with this information is it helps me say, okay, obviously my normal way of interacting makes me come off as if I don't care. So when this person comes and walks in this room and they start talking to me about this situation, I already know that, you know, I probably really don't have a lot of time to be listening to all this emotional stuff. You know, and that's about me. I care about the emotions, but right now, this ain't about the emotions. It's about the bottom line. So come on, give me your spiel. So it's like in my head, I'm probably thinking that, but then I also have to remember, okay, remember how you come across.
Yeah.
So make sure you don't do that. You know, like
I see it on my mind.
Yes.
Cause I try to smile when people start talking to me, or to say, hey, like I might look like, you know, when I'm focused, but I look like I'm not studying nobody around me.
Right.
And then when someone tapped me, I'm like, yeah, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can talk to her. I'm like,
And the
yeah,
thing
speak to me.
is-
it's just my relaxed face makes me come across as I don't care.
Right.
I'm like, no.
Yeah, me.
Just ask me.
I'm like point. I'm like points. Like if I don't care, I will look in your face and I'll let you know. Shut up, I don't
Honestly,
care.
if you don't
And so when people tell me that I don't care, and I ain't told you I ain't care.
Like, I'm gonna tell
Why
you if I don't.
See, it's like you might have practiced that face so much that it's like
Yeah.
when you do that, you know, it's like the last time you looked at me, you said you didn't care, and that's the same face that you had the last time. You might not be saying I don't care, but that's the same
Yeah.
face I saw when you told me you don't care.
Yeah.
So it's just like I said, it's all to better ourselves and to be more mindful of who we are and how we communicate and how we come across to other people. So don't take the weaknesses as something bad, because it's not something bad. Weaknesses are what they are. They're something that once you realize that they're there, you just kind of work on them. And even like I said, if there are things in there that you saw, you said that is not me. I encourage you to maybe ask somebody else. You know what? I took this personality test and it said I had a weakness like this. What you think about that? They might say, no, that's not you, because everything in here, everything is not you. You know, like I said, some of it is like, not so much. But
It's like you can pull yourself out of it.
but when you do it in a group like we did, I mean, I heard a lot of, well, this was not me. And then you read it and the whole room say, yeah, that is you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not you because you know that internally I don't feel this way.
Right.
That's not me. But if everybody say that is you, that means that's the way you come across. So then now it's like, if you say that's not me, I'm not going to accept that. You know it's not you. It's just say, okay, now then I need to be mindful that this is the way I come across. So maybe I need to be a little more mindful to not come across that way.
I try to walk with a smile. So like somebody's looking at me right now,
No, it's just-
and I might look really mean.
Right. Right.
I walk around and smile all the time.
Right.
It's too much.
Like I choose a gap. Like
Then, no,
Good.
I don't like you. I told you I don't like you.
If I've never told you that I don't like you,
Then don't even guess for me.
ask me do I like you, and I give you
Right.
an answer.
I'm gonna tell you
it's
everything.
pretty easy to make. Because I don't like it. It's kind of easy to tell.
It's not,
And that's why I feel like where they said on here like I'd probably be hard with relationships, and I see why, because girls be wanting to just like let stuff flow and be all emotional, and I'm like, nah, tell me everything. so we know everything on the table, and then it ain't no confusion when stuff start happening.
Right.
You already said it, so if you said it and this happened, you're a liar, deuce. But
It's kind of rich and hard.
that's how.
It's straightforward. It's like all about what the bottom line
I don't
is.
believe it.
Yeah. You don't believe it? Yeah.
what you don't?
I do.
I know.
I do.
I've heard it. I know.
Christian.
I'm his mama, and it sounds pretty accurate to me.
Christian. It's not hard. I'm not
It's
like
not harsh.
I'm not like a. Just like
You don't even respond
if
to me.
If it ain't right, exactly. You was cousins, so
No,
imagine
look,
the girls that's
look, honestly, Ariel, you don't want to respond. Because Christian, he'll pick up the phone and be like, what you want? And then you'll feel.
Nah,
I just say hello,
thank you.
and then whatever you say.
Exactly.
Quinn do it all the time. Quinn call me.
Just like
Quinn call me, and he'll tell me a story. He talk to anybody else. I bet they sit on the phone and they talk about it all day. But I know how Quinn is. Right? So when he called me and he goes, so I want you to tell me what you think about this. And I'll be like, okay, what's up? And then he just gets it going. And I'll be like, yep. I'm like, what do you think? It's good? Okay.
Then you keep talking.
Alright, well, and I just hear it in his voice like, dang, that's all you got to say? Yeah.
And then he'll feed Quinn the meat. And then I'm the one that just